Big changes are on the horizon, and your guardian angels are paying close attention. They've been watching you handle things with more grace than you realize, and they want to reassure you that your patience, your restraint, and your quiet confidence are about to pay off. This message comes to you now because there's someone in your life who has just had a major realization. They don't quite know what to say, especially since they discovered that you were right all along. The angels say, maybe a part of you always knew that, deep down, even when things were tense, even when it felt like your words were being dismissed, something inside you remained steady. You didn't raise your voice. You didn't push back with force. Instead, you trusted your instincts, and that trust is what carried you through. Not everyone has the strength to do that, especially when they feel misunderstood. So if no one has told you lately, that kind of emotional maturity is rare, and it's something to be proud of. Have you ever taken a moment to reflect on how much you've grown? The way you handled this wasn't just about that disagreement. It was a sign of how far you've come. You're no longer the person who needs to fight to be heard. You're the person who knows when to walk away and let the truth speak for itself. That's power. That's peace. The disagreement may have seemed small at first, but it carried weight. In that moment, you stood your ground, spoke your truth, and walked away with dignity. What you might not have known is that this person kept thinking about it. Over time, their perspective shifted. They started to see things from your point of view. And now, they can't deny that you were spot on, but admitting that out loud. That's the part they're struggling with. They're embarrassed, not because of you, but because of how firmly they held on to being right. They pushed their opinion hard. They dismissed what you said. And now they're realizing just how much your words had truth behind them. It's not easy to walk back that kind of stubbornness. Think about it. How often do people actually admit they were wrong? Especially when emotions were high and pride was on the line. Most people double down, even when the truth starts to sink in. But here's the thing, your words stuck. Not because they were loud, but because they carried weight. And now, that quiet conviction you showed is echoing louder than any argument ever could. That's what makes your presence so powerful. You don't force people to change because you create space for them to realize things on their own. That's a gift. It takes self-awareness to speak up, but it takes even more wisdom to step back and let someone else find their own way to the truth. And that's exactly what you did. I repeat, they don't quite know what to say, especially since they discovered that you were right all along. This person is torn. They want to reach out. They want to say, you were right and I'm sorry. But their pride is still caught in the middle. So instead of coming forward directly, they're waiting, hoping the tension will fade with time. Have you noticed it? Those little signs, a random emoji reaction to something you posted, a sudden reply to an old story, maybe even a comment that feels slightly more thoughtful than usual. These are the ways they're trying to close the distance without having to say the words just yet. It's subtle, almost like they're testing the waters, seeing if it's safe to come closer. And you, being as intuitive as you are, can probably feel it, that shift, that energy. It's like their presence lingers just a little longer than before. They may not be saying much, but their silence is starting to sound a lot like regret. Have you ever sensed someone wanting to apologize without actually saying, "I'm sorry"? It's a strange, quiet tension. But it's real. You might notice them being a little more active online, maybe liking your posts or reacting to things you share. It's subtle, but it's their way of inching back into your space. It's okay if you're unsure how to feel about all of this. On one hand, you've already moved forward. You've made peace with the situation. On the other hand, it's strange knowing that the person who once dismissed your point of view is now quietly validating it behind the scenes. And maybe that's the part that feels the most surreal, not that they've changed their mind, but that you didn't need to convince them. The truth revealed itself with time. You didn't chase after it. You simply stood firm and let things unfold. That's something your future self will thank you for. Closure doesn't always come with a big apology or a dramatic moment. Sometimes it arrives in quiet recognition, a glance, a message that never gets sent, a shift in how someone shows up around you. Have you ever experienced that? When someone finally sees what you were trying to say all along, and you don't even have to say, "I told you so." That's where you are now. You are on the receiving end of unspoken understanding. Your angels want you to know that this situation is part of a bigger shift in your life. You're being set up for more than just emotional resolution. This person's eventual apology or gesture will likely lead to an unexpected opportunity. It might show up as a favor, a connection, a door opening that you weren't expecting. Don't be surprised if something really good comes out of this, especially when you least expect it. You might reconnect through a shared opportunity or find yourselves collaborating in a way that feels unexpectedly natural. The universe has a way of weaving new beginnings from old tension. So don't be surprised if what once felt like a dead end slowly transforms into a new path. Life has a funny way of bringing people full circle. And sometimes those who once challenged you the most become the ones who open doors you never thought possible. What if the very person who once dismissed your voice becomes someone who now advocates for it? You're entering a season where the truth works in your favor. You may already feel it. Maybe you've been waking up a little more energized. Maybe your mind has been clearer. That's not random, it's alignment. The universe is shifting to support your momentum, especially after how calmly you handled this past conflict. It's okay to let things unfold naturally. You don't need to chase closure or demand recognition. The person who hurt you knows the truth, and when they're ready, they'll come to you not just with words, but with action. And when they do, you'll be more than ready. I want to end with a prayer for you. Lord, give them continued strength to remain calm in the face of silence, and peace in knowing their truth has already spoken louder than any argument. Let grace fill the space where apologies are delayed, and guide those who now see clearly to take the steps they once resisted. May unseen reconciliation lead to unexpected blessings, and may their quiet courage open doors no pride could ever close. Amen. So stay grounded, stay open, and trust that everything is aligning in your favor, because what's meant for you is already making its way into your life, one step at a time. Type 888 to claim this message and the blessings inside for your own. Try and leave a positive comment for other viewers who might need a positivity boost in their day. The universe sees it as an act of kindness that fuels the cycle of good karma. You'll be spreading positivity and receiving the universe's blessings in return. Let's uplift each other and create waves of good energy together. I also want to pass on a time-sensitive message from the moon to you, and you need to hear it today. A subtle yet powerful energy will push you to make a critical decision by the end of the week. You won't find the answer in your horoscope, so don't bother looking there. Click the link in the description to see your free personalized video moon reading. I was amazed at how accurate my reading was, and I know you will feel the same. An important message is waiting for you in the next video. Will you hear it?